Hey guys, it's Greg here from Kino, and today we're talking about the six-pack paradox. So this is huge. This is really important. I just got off a client call, and this particular client, she was failing to stick to the nutrition plan, and she was devastated. She was heartbroken. She felt like a failure. She was just an emotional wreck, and I felt a lot of compassion towards her because I know where she's coming from, and I kind of realized what the situation was. And it really came down to three things. And I'm going to into those today with you. But a lot of people, most often all of us that are trying to get lean, trying to get six-pack abs, are, are having these three different points of resistance, which are really sabotaging your ability to get lean. And I've done this so much in the past. And we're going to flesh this stuff out today because it's going to be totally, totally cool. So really, what's going on is that a lot of the times we have unproductive mental models in place which we actually think are productive. That's why it's a paradox. So the first one is that we haven't accepted where we are right now. So people that are overweight or people that are just trying to get lean, they're upset with how they look. They look in the mirror and they have a certain level of shame. And they're like, oh, I got this little bit of fat here. And they're frustrated by it. And that's the biggest issue is that, you think that if you're tired and sick of the way you look, then that's going to make you more motivated to get to your goal, but it actually holds you back. It creates this stress and urgency and even anxiety that really sabotages your ability to make forward progress, because as long as you're identified and upset with how you look right now, that's always going to hold you back. So really, the paradox is that when you accept yourself as you are right now in this moment, and you look in the mirror and you're okay, you feel like you're enough already. Well, the paradox is that once you do that, now you're free to move towards your goals. Now there's a positive joy, flow, and positive emotions to working towards your goal. So it's really important, but you have to accept yourself right now. Absolutely huge. And you do that by being very consciously aware. So when you feel your mind is creating this negativity, or your mind is scrutinizing yourself, you just have to disassociate yourself from your mind. You have to observe these thoughts. When you observe them, then it has no power over you. It's only when you let these thoughts embody you that it controls you. So, right now, if I'm like, man, I need more side delt here. My delts are so small. God, I just, it's just a matter of just seeing where my mind is taking me and then disidentifying from it. And as you get more comfortable with how you are now, well, now going after your goals is very fun. It's a great time. That's the first point. The second one is really you must understand that six-pack abs aren't gonna make you happy. Nothing you could ever do, have, or be is going to make you feel fulfilled or salvation or enough. It's just not going to happen. Happiness, all that jazz can only be right here in this moment, because nothing can be experienced in the future. And it sounds crazy to hear, but it's the reality. Nothing can ever be experienced in the future. So as long as you tell yourself that when you have this or that, or when you do this or that you'll be happy, well, you're lying to yourself. It's your egoic mind, which only lives in the future or the past. It's basically projecting this happiness onto you because it keeps the ego alive, and the ego loves that. But when you kind of accept this moment, and you accept that in this moment, because here's the thing, it's like if you're walking in the park, okay, whether you have 6% body fat or 25% body fat, it's not going to make a difference. You still like that state of happiness should be there, because you live in this life. You don't live in your head, ideally. And so really, it's like, it's cool. It's great getting six-pack abs. It's great getting in shape. But the real value of that is by bringing yourself into presence, by the person that you become in order to achieve that. You have to become very, very. You got to become very focused, very driven. You have to be completely in control. You have to be able to disidentify from your mind when it tries to stop you from taking action, and it kind of really empowers you, and it gives you more motivation and more positive momentum to do other parts, to conquer other things of your life. So getting six-pack abs is great, but don't do it on the core that's going to make you happy. It's going to make your life awesome. And that once you have six-pack abs, everything's going to fall into place. It's just not the case. So enjoy the journey, enjoy the present moment as you get there, but don't think for a second that it's going to make you happy. And when you have those thoughts in mind, when you think that, like, you know, when I just get those six-pack abs, then I'll be happy, then I'll be enough. Well, there's going to be this, it's going to turn to obsession. You know, getting lean is going to turn into obsession. And when you're obsessing about it, that's when you're more likely to screw up, believe it or not. It's crazy. It's another paradox, but the more you're obsessing about it, the more willpower you're using for no reason, which is going to make you it's going to burn you out, and you're going to be like, this is way too much work, way too much thought, it's not worth it, and you're just going to go and engulf a bag of cookies. So forget about the future. The happiness, all that jazz is right now in this moment. So stop chasing something in the future. Work towards your goals, but honor and enjoy the present moment, and, you know, enjoy the adventure getting there, because that's all you have in life. That's really all you have. When you get to the end destination, it's just like, okay, cool, I'm lean, I'm six-pack abs. What's next? Okay, so if all you're focusing on is happiness in the future, you're going to have a constant state of lack in life. And the final point is, stop trying to be perfect. I mean, people try and, you know, be 100% perfect, and they tell themselves, like, once I get lean, then I'll live my life. Then I'll go and do whatever I want to do. But until I'm lean, I'm going to be doing this, this, and this. I'm never going to eat this stuff. I'm never going to go out to dinner. I'm never going to go drinking. I'm just going to be all about this. And it doesn't work, because, first of all, it's way too rigid. It's just not fun. You just won't stick to it, because, you know, we're only human. So you'll feel tons of guilt, and then you'll bring yourself back to square one. Or in the off chance that you're some crazy person that just is insanely willpowered, then maybe you'll get your goal, but you won't know how to maintain it. So you'll either flipping between, you know, strict dieting mode and hedonism mode, and it's just going to be running around in circles, and it's going to be taking the fun out of life. So stop waiting to live your life. Stop trying to be perfect. My suggestion is to be really ridiculously good at not being perfect, so that when you're not in your usual setting, when you're having to go out to eat meals, or you're having to find stuff to eat in different situations, well, then you can be in the ballpark. So you're not going to, you know, go off in the deep end. You're not going to be like, hell, I can't stick to my diet, so I might as well just do whatever, because that is going to just create the one step forward, one step back approach, where you're just constantly flipping back and forth. So be relaxed. Maintain, you want to be relaxed so that you can maintain dietary adherence in all times. So by being relaxed and not telling yourself you have to be perfect, then when you go out to eat, you can make the best choice that you have. Because if you demand perfection from yourself, you can't always be perfect, and when you're not perfect, you're going to use that as an excuse to do the worst damage possible. So be relaxed, okay? Rome wasn't built in one day, and there's really no need to be perfect. Perfection is not what gets you great results. What gets you great results is consistency, consistency, consistency. And when you're perfect here, and then you're disastrous here, it balances out, and you get nowhere. But when you're just basically, when this is your set point, when this is your maintenance mode, and you just try and be right over here so that you're making weekly progress, and you're consistent with that, that's when after, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're like, damn, wow, look at what I did, and I enjoyed it. And you maintain those habits because they're ingrained in you. You've took those habits on, they become you, and so now it's second nature, which is what I'm about. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, I have this awesome free report about getting shredded. It's in the link below in the description. It's really badass stuff. I know it's going to be highly useful for all you guys if you're interested in getting to like that ripped look. So we'll talk soon. And if you haven't already, subscribe. All right, guys.